Speaker, and I want to challenge the Budget and Appropriation Committee. From where I sit, the Parliamentary Budget Office is well resourced. The heads are fairly very educated people and experienced people. They can take this research or this develop a model, even if the Commission of Revenue Allocation is only interested in allocating funds between the two levels of government. Honorable Speaker, the other aspect that is very clear in the Constitution is the issue of fiscal discipline and effective use of resources. I wonder if there's any single time before we do a DORA, whether the committee, Budget Appropriation Committee, ever calls for any report to indicate this is the situation, what we have, this is the amount we have given. Has it been effectively and efficiently used? Do we even, when we do the counter revenue allocation bill, do we ever punish any particular county that has been wasteful in the utilization of public funds, that has not allocated funds as required in the PFM Act between recurrent expenditure and development expenditure, so that we punish those who fail to comply and reward those who comply? Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in the same vein, and Honorable Lachi has mentioned, the county governments were never supposed to be cost centers. What they are supposed to be as well as revenue generating centers. Where does the own source revenue go to, Honorable Speaker? For heaven's sake, why would Nairobi County require money from the Treasury? Why? The land in Nairobi alone, the land rates in Nairobi alone are enough to run the affairs of Nairobi without having to depend on the National Treasury. Are we able to ask those hard questions? Or are we so timid politically that we do not have the courage to ask these questions and get answers, Honorable Speaker? It is time that we get away from this minimalistic approach and this approach that we simply have to do what the Constitution says. Are we able to question? Many of us, if you ask a typical ordinary Kenyan, anytime he recognizes CDF more than county government projects. Why? And considering the CDF is just a very paltry, it's a very small element of the money compared to the funds given to the counties. We must now, time has come, we must interrogate. And I want to ask the chair, Public Accounts Committee, he has to be put under pressure. Orders will come from the house in the hill. You must comply. But have the courage to even have it in the report, your report, questioning, are we having value for money for the funds that we are allocating to the county governments? Honorable Speaker, I see we are allocating 380 billion to the counties as equitable share, excluding conditional share of the revenue. And we are indicating, Honorable Speaker, that we are providing that when he calculates, it comes to 24.2%. Honorable Speaker, that's not true. And it's good to be very factual and realistic to the people of Kenya. We must be realistic. We have proposed the budget of 2024-2025 based on projected revenue. And the revenue is close to something about 2.2 trillion. If you do a calculation, Honorable Speaker, it is not 24%. Let's be factual and realistic to the people of Kenya. Tell them the truth that we are basically
Order,
doing 17.
Honorable, the chair of budget, this one may require your listening because you may have to speak on it. Proceed.
Chair, I know.
A point of order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I didn't intend to interrupt my good friend, Dr. Udo, but I think for the sake of informing Kenyans without misleading them, Dr. Udo knows very well the sharing is on audited and approved reports. It's not on the projected revenue. I think it's important to go on record.